I know there are a lot of tech tools out there that people can use to get a better handle on what they're actually spending every month and every year. How do you suggest people approach that? And are there best practices for finding the best apps for people to use?
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed to admit how long I used pen and paper just because I was used to it. But I would say check with your financial institution first. For example, BECU has our Money Manager app, and that's what kind of forced me to go away from pen and paper. I thought I should probably know about this, and I love it. It has great tools to help you pay off debt, create your budget, see where you're spending money. So check with your financial institution, because my guess is that they have something and it's probably free. So why pay for something if you can get it for free? I have tried other apps, and I think it's mostly a matter of preference. I would say do your research. Ask around what other people's preferences are, but just find something that works for you, and free is always better.
It's interesting that you say that, and it plays into the next topic I want to get into with you, which is identity theft. Mm-hmm. I unfortunately have experienced this myself, and the first thing I did was I went out and I paid for a third-party service. I realized later that one of the financial institutions I already had a relationship with had this as a benefit. It's amazing how much you might gloss over in the application for something in an account for a financial institution that you don't realize you have. So going back and doing your homework on the benefits that you already have seems to be a real key.
Right. And I tell people, know your resources. You would be surprised how much your financial institution has to help you through times like this, or even fraud or any of that. So check with them. I know I was surprised. I thought it was just a savings account and loans, right? But there's so much more to it.
On that subject of identity theft, are there best practices for minimizing your exposure to identity theft?
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of people who tell me, I was a victim of fraud or identity theft, and I didn't even know it until I applied for a credit card and I was declined. So I would say the first thing is monitor your credit reports, and you get your free credit reports once every 12 months. I even spread mine out. I check one every 3 or 4 months because we have 3 major credit reports. And I would also say consider putting a credit freeze or a fraud alert on your credit report, and that makes it more difficult for people to open loan accounts in your name.
One thing that I learned from going through the process is there are the credit reporting agencies, and then there's another system called checks, CHEX, that is actually for the bank accounts themselves.
Right.
So that's another place that people should go and potentially freeze the ability to open new accounts in their names.
And check with your financial institution can definitely help you. And then I would say the last thing is don't be ashamed or embarrassed. This happened to me. I was a victim of fraud at the beginning of the pandemic. I mean, it could happen to anyone, right? So don't be ashamed. Talk to your financial institution. That's what we're there for.